All right, welcome. And it is like just a couple minutes after. It has been one of those days. I don't know about you guys, but it is time to excel. So welcome everyone for joining us today. And I'm so honored and blessed to have my friend Marsha with us today because, after today, I really realized that I may need her topic more than ever. Have you ever had one of those days where like the last time I looked at the clock today was 10:23? And all of a sudden it dawned on me that it's now 11:29 and I'm supposed to have been over here with Marsha. So I'm not quite sure what happened, but I'm thinking that you may have some ideas on that as to, we're constantly taking care of our families, we're taking care of our kids, we're taking care of our pets. I'm always encouraging folks to take care of their money because we want them to excel. But I may have missed something in there. I very may have missed something. So welcome so much, Marsha, with us. I am so, as I said, so honored to have you joining me today because
Thank
this topic is
you.
more important than ever. And, we want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving because this is the time to be thankful. And I am thankful that you're here with me and keeping me on track, even if
I
I can't
know,
tell time.
right?
So why don't you share a little bit about who you are and, kind of a little bit about your story so that people can get to know you a little bit.
Sounds awesome. Thank you, Janet. I'm so blessed to be here. And it is tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
It is.
And I want you to put something in the chat, guys, if you're all ready for Thanksgiving. And I can't even raise my hand because I still have to go to Costco to buy some of the things I need to put on my table, right? So that's a little bit about time management, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But, I love being with Janet because she reminds me so much how important our money is, and which makes me a little embarrassed when I say I am a finance and accounting person, right? For
Yes,
30
you are.
years.
That we've connected.
That was my day job, and that's what I did. I ran finance departments for companies, and I was so good at doing that for my clients. Actually, my clients from the places I worked, right? My companies I worked for, and I didn't do so good at that at home with my personal finances because I just knew that, my husband had his business and that was all going well, and I worked and we made plenty of money and we didn't have to worry about it. And then I got introduced to a topic of creeping insolvency. And that was a real interesting
Very
one.
interesting.
We'll talk about that a little bit. But I about 5 years ago decided that I was going to leave my C-level job, start my own business, and that's where I thought happiness would come from. I identified myself with my job, and I thought that leaving that job would be happiness and freedom and all the things that come with being an entrepreneur, right? And I loved it. I loved serving my clients. I loved learning new things, and I found myself in the hospital.
Oh, well, that's not good.
No, that's not quite where you want to end up.
I was going to say that system that you had in place might need just a slight tweak.
Yeah, and the system piece that was missing was me.
And how often do we do that?
Right.
How often do you get distracted?
The piece of the system that was missing was me. And I had a blister on my toe, and everyone's like, oh, a blister will go away, a blister will go away. Well, that blister got infected, and it got infected so badly that it got into the bone of my toe. 3 toes amputated later, I realized that it was time to stop worrying about everybody else, not forget about them, but putting me first. And that's what we have to do, even with our business or our job, is remember that we have to come first. And we can't be the best, right? I just wrote a new book, right? Can't be good for them until you're good for you, right? And it was really so important for me to write that book because I wanted others to understand how simple it is to take care of yourself.
So it doesn't have to be complicated, but why do we always end up on the bottom of the list?
Because we just, why did you lose time? It was 10:30 when you looked at the clock, and then what? You started doing this and that. I found it's really, right? And we don't realize how fast the time goes. I'm that
Yeah, I had no
evening,
idea. I
right?
was just working away, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
it dawned on me. I'm like, whoa!
And you know what the hardest thing is I found is with Zoom and Zoom appointments, right? Is that I look at the clock and it says, okay, I have 15 minutes. Okay, I could just finish this one thing,
One thing, and that's what I can.
right?
I can get
And
it. I
then
can
the
get
next
it.
thing you know, it's like, okay, now it's 5 up. Okay, so I got that thing done. So if I was able to do that thing, right?
I can do
Can
one
I,
more.
can I do that next thing? And the next thing I know, I'm a couple minutes late, and then I'm like, I never did that in person.
No, I think,
Right?
yeah, you're absolutely right, because I knew I could fit it in. Oh, I have an hour. Actually, I had over an
Right,
hour.
yeah,
I'm like, I got an hour. I can get this done.
because we had a plan, right? We knew that we
Mhm.
had to get in the car, go where we needed to go, or we had to walk down the hallway to get to that meeting. And you always left yourself enough time in case you bumped into somebody,
Exactly.
right? And now we're on Zoom, and it's like, all right, I
Jump
can
on,
do it.
jump off.
I can do it, right? Versus that feeling of getting to the interview or getting to the meeting on
Sure.
Zoom and being able to take a couple really good deep breaths and then be present and be there versus flinting in
Which is
and
what
then
we would have
flying
done
out.
if we would in person.
Yeah.
And you got an absolute point there. And I think so much lately has been so crazy. And that's why I just love talking with you, because you always have a smile on your face. And it's just, life is chaotic right
Yeah.
now. I mean, I can't make this stuff up in the last month. I mean, it's just kind of coming. They said, how's your week been going? I'm like, well, would you like some entertainment? Because if I tell you everything that's happened, it's just like, I can't make this up.
No, you can't. I think that's going to be the title of 2020. We can't
Yes.
make this
Uh,
crap up, right? Oh, I like that. That's actually going to be my
that's not going to be your
December
title for,
31st
there you
post,
go.
right? We couldn't
Next
make
book.
by 2020. We can't make this crap up.
There you go. Absolutely. I mean, it has just
Yeah.
been nuts. And I think that's what makes it so easy that I forgot about me. And
Yeah.
I'm notorious for it too. I ended up in a hospital as well a couple years back because I didn't take care of me.
Yeah.
And funny
Oh, it's
thing,
so
nobody else is going
easy.
to.
No, it's so easy. That's the crazy part. And a lot of it is we're already doing and we're just not recognizing it as
Exactly.
self-care, right?
Because we don't ever take the step back. And that's one of the biggest. So what is one tip that I mean, what is the first thing that we can do? What should I have done today to kind of get my mind where it needed to be
You
and
know,
me?
the interesting thing, I heard this from an expert once, and I use it all the time now. What is the first thing you do when you're born and the last thing you do before you die? You take a good deep breath. And we forget to do it all the way through the rest of our lives. And if we could stop when we're feeling like that we're in that mode, take a deep breath, right? And actually take 2 or 3 deep breaths and calm ourselves down, relax ourselves and say, okay, now I want to be on that call 5 minutes before it starts. Because this is my time to get my brain ready. Then I could set an alarm 5 minutes before, right? But we're so busy. I think about it as the hamster on the wheel,
The
right?
wheel. Yes,
He's in his little cage,
absolutely. Just
he's
running.
he's going, and I don't think he knows how to get off, so he just keeps running.
He
And
keeps running.
finally, right, he's so exhausted that he just has to stop.
And
And
when he
guess what?
stops, he
The
falls
wheel
over.
stops. And we do that because of fear. We're fearful of what our lives are going to look like if we stop going. If we have all those balls in the air, like the juggler, right? And we keep juggling, right? And if we do one thing, the balls are going to fall.
That's
And
true.
what does the juggler do when the balls all fall? He picks them up.
I was going to say, he's smart enough to pick them up
Yeah.
and start over again with maybe
Unfortunately,
one less.
unfortunately, Janet, or fortunately for him, he's
Yeah,
smart enough
unfortunately for
to
us,
know that he can catch the balls if he stops. He's
that's
not
true.
fearful of the balls falling on the floor. It doesn't normally happen because he's practiced, right?
And that's what it is. I think it's back to that practice. We know we need to do it, and you're absolutely right. You just got to take a breath.
Yeah.
And that is 2 or 3 some days, or 5 or 6. depending on what you're dealing with.
It's so funny. I got a new iPhone watch, and I was going to say a couple months ago, but now I think it's almost 2 years ago. I don't even remember.
That time thing.
And there's an app that comes with it, and you don't even know it, right? And every 2-3 hours, it like beeps like a notification, and then it says breathe. And every time I look down at it, I say, damn, I should have known better. I didn't need this watch to tell me that, right? Because this is my work.
You're absolutely. But I think even we need those reminders, because it is easy, so easy to get wrapped up in the chaos that is every step of the way, every direction you turn. And 2020 could not have magnified that any better. I mean, good gravy.
Right.
2020 is going down in history.
Everybody else's chaos, right? And isn't that what happens in our business, right?
It does. It absolutely does. And you just get tied up in rabbit holes and rabbit holes and rabbit holes. And you take your eyes off of where you need to be. And when you're going that, as you said, you're on that wheel, you're on that hamster, and you're juggling those balls, and you're running so fast, the only way to get off at that point is to fall. So basically, you're crushing. You crash out of it.
Exactly.
And that's not where we need to be.
No, and I like taking it back to what you do, right? Your clients need to understand, right, that at the beginning of every month, they need to reconcile their bank statements, run their reports, see where their business are, right? And I will bet you, and right, how many clients you go into at first and talk to them, and they can't remember the last time they reconciled their bank statement, because you know what?
Don't even know what the reconcilement is. Wait, I'm supposed to reconcile it?
Yeah, that's a whole nother point.
Like, yes, this would be good.
Right, but the point being is that 1 month becomes the second month, becomes the third month, and the fourth month. Before you know it, it's like, oh my God, it's been 6 months and I haven't even looked at my numbers, right? And it's the same thing we do with our lives, right? We're just so robotic in what we've done. So everybody says, oh my God, COVID and da-da, right? And as much as it's been a crazy year, right? But you know what it's done for a lot of people? It made them stop. Stop in your tracks and take a look at how you want to go on when everything opens back up and we're all vaccinated and we can go back to our lives as and it was, go back to normal. But I want you to ask yourself, do you really want to go back to that normal?
Or what do you really where you want to go?
Yeah, what did you really learn over the last 7-8 months that you want to take with you into the rest of your life? And people have found that, you know what, they're spending more time with their kids and more time with their families and more time just doing things as a family, right? Putting work in its place and knowing that, right, that the 9th hour at the office is not necessarily, what is that taking away from you versus benefiting you?
And I think that's what we got to value. You know, and I think the only way you can do that is kind of you've got to take a step back. You've got to take that breath so that you can refocus and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And you are great. I mean, I think this could not have come at a better time as that reminder, because whether it's personal, whether it's business, they mirror each other. Whether it's their money, whether it's their life, they mirror each other. So if you're constantly running, it just, if you're crashing and burning in one area, invariably that's going to spill into the other area. And very often, and that's why it's so beneficial to be around folks that are dedicated to helping others to excel, because when you're in the middle of it, you can't see it.
No.
But when you reach up and you have that support structure, and that's what makes this community that we have been, that we have been building and excelling, and I've got to join in with you on your community, is because we want them to excel. We want to ignite the possibilities, but you can't do that alone. You can't do that alone. And that's what you share with your clients. You help them and you help get them to stay on track.
Yeah.
Being able to run on that hamster wheel, to slow it down, to step off, do what they need to do, and then get back on the next day.
Yeah, and really defining what's really important. What do you really want? I just spoke about that yesterday at an event.
Great job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was so much fun. Um, what do you want? What do you want? And what is holding you back? What are those what's those distractions, those blind spots, right? And you like it, I like it to right, you're driving, you know those blind spots are there, right? And we know what we have to do. We have to turn around and we have to look, because if we don't look in our mirrors and to make sure, then right, then you don't know what's going to happen. But we don't do that in our lives. We don't look at that blind spot that's keeping us tethered, right? You keep one step, everyone says, oh, it's one step forward and two steps back. Yeah. You know why that is? Because there's that blind spot that is actually causing that.
And when you identify that, then you can do something about it, because we can't change something we don't know that's there. We can't change for the better if we're not
No.
willing to let go of what's not working, what's in the past. We need to learn from what is there so that we can let go of it and move forward.
Yeah.
And that's why, and I know that you work with your clients with that to help them. As you said, you define what they really want, and then you can determine what's holding them back so that they can let go of that and move in the direction of what they want.
And it makes you better for you and better for everybody around you, right? You look at leaders of companies and managers of companies, and what are they struggling with? Is that if they could just do that one thing they wanted to do, right? Isn't that right? It's that one thing. I would be a better manager. I'd be a better parent. I'd be a better, the list can go on a business owner. I mean, you can go on and on, a thing that you can be better at. And it's because there's the blind spot, or it's that one thing that's holding you back from getting what you want. And a lot of times it's the excuses and the lies that you're telling yourself.
And that's what you help uncover, and that's what you help to, just push away, because it is truly holding us back. It's holding us back in being who we're supposed to be. We can't fulfill our destiny if we can't step forward, because that's one thing guaranteed. In order to get where we need to go, we've got to walk forward.
Exactly.
We need to learn backward, but we need to walk forward. And you can't do that if you're tethered or you're hanging on to it. And a lot of times that's a leap of faith. I mean, but I don't want to jump alone. I want to make sure that I'm surrounded by those folks that are there for me, to support me, to lift me up when I tumble, because we all tumble. Good gravy. This year has definitely proven that. We've all tumbled and twisted and turned.
Right. And then we know that somebody's there to catch us when we fall, if we fall, right? I mean, you just launched your book, and what an amazing success. That's wonderful, right? But it was the community of everybody pulling in and saying, we want you to be successful, and we're going to buy that book, and we're going to, and it really, not only does that just fire us up inside,
absolutely,
it leaps us to the success that we know is out there.
Exactly.
That we don't always believe, right? The little bit of self-doubt that says, right? All through writing the book, I used to think to myself, who wants to read this? I mean, really, I mean, like, I'm writing this and I'm like, who is going to want to read this? But then there were people that wanted to read it.
But I was going to say, and it's an awesome book. And do you have a copy that you can show up and share with our audience?
You know what? I finally keep one in my office.
One in your office. Very good. Awesome. Yeah. And there it is. It's slightly, there you go. You can't be good for them until you are good to you. And it's a great book, because it's just 30 days. You have it broken down into 30 days, simple things that you can do each day that's going to make you a better you.
Right.
And
what I find fun about it, it's like you can try the things one a day, and then at the end you can decide which are the couple things that I want to do. How much time do I want to spend? Right.
Exactly.
And when can I do things that when I say I don't have time, right? Well, you drive your car right to and from the grocery store, look in the mirror and just say, I'm beautiful. I'm worth it. I'm able to go to the grocery store.
I'm upright. Yeah. I mean, some days I'm very grateful that I was able to get out of bed.
Exactly.
Because if I'm upright, I have a job to do.
And so it shows also where you can find the time. So it's kind of, it's just fun like that. And then you get to create your own plan for yourself, what it is you want to do.
And that's awesome. And do you have a free gift? I know that you have, I know people, they can find your book if they could reach out to you. I believe Is there a
Yeah,
site that
so
they can
on
get access
actually
to
on
it?
my website you can grab my book. So my website is www.burgeoncoaching.com, BURGEON coaching.com. And my free gift is a mentor of ours, right, calls it
Mm-hmm.
the digital mood ring. So it's
Uh-huh.
my mood temperature cheat sheet, and it will really show you. I don't have as many colors as the mood ring. I only have 3: red, yellow, and green. Like the traffic light, green means we're going, right, and red means stop. But it helps you really have some awareness and some ideas of what you can do to keep yourself running on all cylinders. So you can get that at mymoodzone.com. So it's MYZONE. Nope, my
Okay, I was
MYMOODZONE.
going to say, I was trying to type that in. I'm like, wait.
Yeah. So it's mymoodzone.com. And yeah, just go have some fun with it. It's just really, it's so easy. I mean, that's the thing. It's easy. And
And
you just have to be aware of where you're at and what little tweaks you need to make.
that is really, really cool. So I'm going to have the gift to you, and I'm dropping this in the chat. I've been trying to kind of keep up with that and keep things typing so that it was already there and people can grab it and go. So it's my mood zone to be able to go ahead and grab that as a gift to ourselves. It's okay to gift it to ourselves
Yes,
and
exactly.
take care of us.
Exactly. Yeah, I love
And
that.
absolutely love the option to be able to go out in 30 days. Just what are you willing to do just a couple minutes a day for the next 30 days that will ultimately make you a better you so that you can excel and not just excel in your personal life, but excel in your business life. Because at that point, when you take care of you, you are igniting those possibilities. You are igniting the potential that is in front of you. But it only happens if what you do, what we said, you've got to breathe and take care of you. And too often we forget to breathe and take care of us.
That's right.
Bad combination. Bad combination.
Right? Because the dog is barking and the kid is crying and grandma
Exactly.
needs
And we
something.
both have had the kids barking in the background, so it's been great. But
If the kids
welcome
could
to
just bark, that
2020.
would be awesome, right? Yeah.
I hit mute a little quicker. I'm like, here we go. It never fails. When I'm on a call, I'm on a live, either a head pops up or it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
I
and
just,
that's what the fun is in what we do, right? It's that
it
freedom.
is.
It's you
And
get
being able to just roll with the punches.
that's
Because I
right.
think
And
that
laugh,
talks about it all.
right? Laugh,
Laughter is huge.
right?
Laughter is huge. And I just start
Forever we
cracking
heard
up.
right, forever we heard laughter is the best medicine, and then we don't realize until we laugh that wow, I
Hmm.
feel so much better. Yeah.
And you do. I had a staff member that used to tell me she'd come in the one day. She says, "What's wrong?" And I'm just laughing. I'm literally just laughing my head off because at this point, I had everything I could handle. And I looked at her. I said, "What makes you think something wrong?" Because she said, "You only laugh like that when you have too much on your plate. What do you need help with?"
Oh, that's
And I'm like, "It's either laugh or tears." And she actually knew that, and I never even realized that I do it. But
yeah.
I would just start. I'm like, I have a choice to make. I can laugh or I can cry. Both work, but you know what? One of them is going to give me the strength to get through.
That's right. We can dig
And I
ourselves
say,
into the
okay,
grave, or we can take care of ourselves, right? It's an easy choice.
it is an easy choice, but it's also one of the hardest ones to do.
It
It's
is.
really interesting on how that all works. And it didn't take until I landed in the hospital. It took a 2x4 across my head, basically. When
Yeah.
you wake up in the hospital and you're like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
And it
You
didn't happen overnight. That wasn't
no.
something that happened overnight. But the reality of the consequences, one way or another, he's going to get our attention.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it's much better to do that attention before the 2x4 cracks us across the backside.
You got it. I'm right there with you. We had this conversation the other day.
We did. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. This is way too similar.
Yes. Yes.
Which is probably says a lot of where we've been able to connect. And I do want to encourage anyone that gets a chance to take a look at this, please go check out these free gifts. Marsha is an amazing person to work with, and she is there to support you because her ultimate goal, and it always has been, is to help you to excel and actually put a smile on your face. So go grab that, and I can always count on that. And that's what we need. We need support of those around us that are going to put that smile on, because when you smile, you can move forward, you can excel, and you can actually go and be who you are supposed to be.
Mm.
So I am so grateful. Marsha, is there anything else you'd like to add? There's anything else that we had for? This has been great. This has been fun. I always enjoy talking to you. And it's
I
always
know
fun
we
to
always
kind of
have a
share
good
the
time
community.
together. I just want to wish everybody a
Yes.
happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourselves. Don't worry about the excess calories. I think you probably thought we were in the same group, right?
Yep.
Don't forget to turn your scale back 15 pounds tonight,
Yes,
right?
I loved it. I'm like, that is perfect.
Awesome. And keep
Absolutely.
being you, because you're awesome. I just love being with you and spending time. So thank you
And
for
I'm
having
like,
me.
absolutely. And thank you. And I look forward to continuing on this journey together. And we invite everyone to please definitely take advantage of the resources that are available for you because it is definitely your time to excel. Have a good one, everybody, and have a very blessed Thanksgiving. And Bears, I knew he's going to make an appearance. There he is. All
There
right. And
he
he's going
is.
to say happy Thanksgiving
He
as
heard
well.
Thanksgiving. He heard
I've been
turkey.
sitting here arguing with him. He heard turkey. Turkey's good. So, everyone
Oh,
take care, and we will see you next week at 11:30, as always, where we are continuing to It's Time to Excel. Have a blessed Thanksgiving, everyone.
bye-bye.